we're going to play some Satisfactory on the new early access experimental build that just released on Tuesday, I think it was. As you can see by the massive red label at the top of the screen here, experimental build with exclamation marks either side. A ton of new stuff has been added, so much so that we're going to start a brand new game, and I feel like we would be doing the new update a disservice if we didn't start on the new experimental area, this lovely lush desert. That might not be so lush once we get in there, but a harsh starting point with large open spaces, vast distances, and contained foliage locations. Let's do it. Let's call this Twitch World. A new resort coming to a theater near you. There's a new option here to skip the intro. Enable to skip the onboarding process and start the game at tier 1. It's been a while since I've played the start of Satisfactory. We played quite a bit, Nick and I. We played like 60 or 70 or maybe even 80 hours of this game. So I'm quite familiar with the mechanics, but you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll play the intro again. Why not?
Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit Pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings.
I can do that.
Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation.
I thought about the choice of like conveyor belt in the middle there, that S shape, but other than that, the automation should not be an issue.
Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3.
I'd be interested in zooming in on that Fixit safety stuff poster on the left. I feel like that's the kind of information that we should have before we get started. It's quite hot in here, not gonna lie. It's a little toasty. You guys ever been through the the Earth's atmosphere? No, just me? You reckon we watched, like, maybe a bit of Game of Thrones on this flat screen on the way to this planet? Or do you reckon it's just for the instructional video? It would be a little harsh to not load you up with some kind of content, right?
Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember,
here we go.
Godspeed.
Look at this desert, man. All right, I'm ready. Look at that, I got a waterfall. So this entire area is new.
Passage to ABB, your designated sector in the binary star system of Akicha. I am Ada, also known as Artificial Directory and Assistant, tasked to support pioneers, such as you, in their mission. You are the 3rd of your sector to survive planetfall. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Note: objective-based introduction initialized. Welcome to onboarding.
Look at that waterfall. Oh, it's beautiful.
First objective: please dismantle the drop pod.
Oh,
the
of course.
resulting materials will be repurposed to construct a habitat and utility base, from now on referred to as the hub.
I will build a hub, never fear.
Fixit Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste.
Here we go. So there's quite a lot of new stuff in this new update. And I'm gonna skip over this lady talking. As much as I love you, Ada, I need to talk to the chat right now. So, ton of new stuff just got added in the new update. Update 3, like the 3rd big update for the game. There's a ton of new models in the game. Like the hub didn't used to look like this. The hub used to be like a big old building. The hub might still turn into a big old building as we kind of expand and unlock more stuff. Right now we're at tier 0. There are significantly more tiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe there were 8 before. but I think you can only get to 6 or 7. That might still be the case. I don't know if they've added anything in that kind of late game section just yet. Over here, we got our crafting bench, which also has a lovely new texture, as well as what looks to be like a grill or an oven of some description on the right-hand side here. A little disconcerting with a warning as well. What in the world does this say? Is this texture high enough quality? It's not. I wonder if that, like, do I have my textures set to the highest possible outcome? This is the really important stuff that we need to know. I do. I was wondering if maybe, like, if you cranked it up to ultra, you could read this text. Unfortunately, we will never know what the warning is here. Alas. All right, so out the gate, we got iron, iron, and iron in all its different forms. That is A-okay. Our current objective is to craft some parts. So I think we need to find some iron, some copper, and just start mining. We do have one little resource node over here. One thing I am noticing right out of the gate with this desert star is that it's quite barren, at least kind of really close to home. There seems to be a lot of stuff kind of fairly close by, but like the core area just around us is very, very open, which of course has its pros and cons. We're going to, oh, barrel nuts, thank you. We're gonna find it. Oh, hello, my friend. Yeah, I forgot about you guys.
From these flower petals,
I would like my weapon. I would like my weapon. I don't know what button it is. The weapon. Ah, hold on. Let me equip this thing. Oh my, you piece of work. Get out of here. You went flying there. Thank you, my friend. I will take your alien carapace.
This creature might shed light on how to increase chances of survival. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
A new research tree can now be accessed in the map. Nice. The terrain makes me nervous. Reminds me too much of the Ark Survival map. Here we go. I actually can't hear anything right now. Oh gosh, the game looks... The game does look very good. There were... okay, so I wonder if... It did say on the start menu, like, this meant... That, oh gosh. He died fast, but he did take a chunk of our health there as well. We can, of course, eat the beryl nuts here if we want to regenerate some of our health. This is copper. All right, we'll get some of this as well. But, yeah, I wonder if just having more of these guys around, more of the alien, like, rhinos, is one of the ways in which this, like, starting area is a bit more hostile. We've got another resource node over there, which is, I guess, is good. Is this also harvestable? Oh, it is. We have some pure coal. This is interesting. I'll be interested to see if they have more of these around, because I know one of the things that Nick and I had an issue with was kind of just finding any coal at all. Like, we managed to find some eventually, but they were the nodes for coal were kind of few and far between. So I do wonder if they've gone around and put more of these little coal patches, you know, kind of around the world. This is the kind of patch that you couldn't mine, like automated, but you can definitely just kind of manually mine it for a little bit of early game coal. So I'll be interested to see that. The map, of course, is huge. I don't think we get to actually see the map until much later on when we actually unlock the map through the MAM. But I am quite interested to see whether or not the map's got any bigger, and if not, like, which parts of the map they've kind of moved to make room for this massive new desert. It'll be interesting. So our home is this way. Still doesn't tell us how far away we are from the hub on the like compass at the top. That's fine. What do we need to start production? We need to actually craft some things. I think pretty much everything has to be crafted in the craft bench, and it might... Yeah, okay, I was going to say it might not be a terrible idea to build a craft bench kind of closer to our iron deposit, and to that effect, it might also not be a terrible idea to just move this entirely for the time being. I quite like this, like, recessed area here, but I think from a productivity standpoint, it might not be a bad idea to put our initial workspace somewhere between the iron and the copper deposit, just for ease of access. For now, let's put it down just like right here. That'll do. How much iron do we have? We have a total of 25 iron and 26 copper. That is hopefully at least a decent start. So we can craft anything in here manually. Of course, ideally, the whole point of the game is to move away from manual crafting as fast as is humanly possible. And so if we want to get our first... Do I have to make an actual crafting bench? No, this is a crafting bench, right? Do I have to just make all of the... Oh, no, it's going to tell me in here, of course. Tier 0 hub upgrade requires 10 of these iron rods. Okay, that is very doable. Here we go. 10 iron rods in the middle. Hub upgrade Mark 1. There we go. Nice. New buildings, new equipment, new player upgrades.
Congratulations. You have unlocked Building Workshop, Equipment Portable Miner, Inventory Additional Slots, Hub Feature Personal Storage.
Nice. So we can now
Objective.
mine portably.
Complete Hub Upgrade 2. Note. Portable miners require no power and will mine a node until their inventory is full. Note. Multiple portable miners can be used on a single node.
Okay. I think that's new information to me. I didn't know that you could put multiple miners on a single node. We do, however, need an equipment workshop to make this work, and for that we need yet more iron. So let's go and do a tiny little bit of manual iron mining here, and then we'll hopefully get our first little bits of automation up and running. One of the biggest new updates for Update 3 has been pipes. They added like the ability to move liquids in the game. Like previously, liquids kind of didn't exist in Satisfactory. Like you had oil, but the oil always came in pre-packaged, pre-barreled form. And now they've added like a whole, you know, new mechanic which involves pumping fluids. Those include oil, water. There's also stuff like fuel. There's sulfuric acid. There's a ton of new fluids added to the game, as well as a whole new piping system for moving all of those fluids around. A bunch of buildings now require active cooling, things like the coal generator, and I think the nuclear reactor as well, which we never quite got to in our previous playthrough, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how all this stuff works. I really did think it was odd that there was no like way of pumping water around previously, and now it's here. It's good. So let's see. If we want to make a portable miner, we're going to need to first get 5 plates and 5 rods. And all of that requires iron ingots. Now I'm assuming the next hub upgrade gives us copper access. It does. We can make copper ingots, copper wire, cable, the ability to scan for copper ore, which we already found, so that's fine. Power line and smelter. I'm not gonna lie, this starting area kind of feels a little easier than the one we had last time when Nick and I played. It seemed like things were quite far apart previously. Like these two nodes that we found are quite close together. All right, so let's build a workshop. I'd rather not just the ground here is a little wonky. Of course, we don't have concrete just yet, so we don't have the ability to kind of flatten out our areas, and so I'm gonna put it here. This is definitely a new model. Like, look at this. I like it. We got some kind of mechanical arm, canister, hammer. That says lac nafta. Lac nafta. All right, we got a vice. Is that what they call these? A vice? This is right. Is it called a vice? A clamp? A grip? Spinny thing that you put things in that holds it in place. You can tell I've spent many years working in a workshop, but here we go. We'll start automatically mining with our portable miner. If memory serves me right, the portable miner does not require any power. Like, it just works, which is a little odd. Also, how does one place this down? Do I have to hold it? I hold it. Here we go. You ready for this animation, chat? This game, man. That's such a cool animation. Like, the time and effort that must have gone into that. I love it. It's the same animation, but it's really good. I dig it. What a cute drill. I know, right? The way they just kind of, you know, expand out and get the job done. I like it. Now, unfortunately, the downside to this little cute drill is that we do have to still manually move all the stuff out of it. So we still got to manually grab all the iron, but it is producing significantly more iron than we could. 1 per second is quite fast. And so I guess ideally now we want to get at least 1 miner on our copper patch, but maybe even multiple miners on our iron patch there as well. That might be a bad idea. It is a vice or a clamp. Yeah, the last time I used one was in high school. We used to have them for, like, you know, woodworking or just DT in general, design technology. So the portable miner is 3 plates and 3 rods. So I think what I'll do is let's go for 2 on each, I guess. So let's get like 9 rods and 9 plates. So we can put down 2 on the copper patch and then 2 over, 1 more over on the iron patch as well. How much do we have? We've got 4. So we'll go up to 9 on the plates, or 10. And then we'll also grab 9 of those. Beautiful. Check question. Do you eat pears when they are crunchy like an apple or when they are soft like a peach? I do like a good pear, personally. I don't eat pears very often. They're like they're a fruit that I enjoy, but not a fruit that I purchase regularly. But I think if I were to eat pears, I think I'm kind of a soft person. I don't want them quite as soft as a peach. That's a very soft pear, but I also don't want them as crisp as an apple. So I guess my kind of half answer here is partway through. You know, kind of softer than an apple, but not quite so soft as to be a peach. Beautiful. Yeah, something in the middle is kind of where I'm at with pears. How do you guys eat your bananas? If we're just to stick on the fruit topic, there's a lot of contention as to how, or at the very least when, bananas should be eaten, right? There's oh gosh, I'm stuck. I'm fine. There's stages of banana ripeness, right? They start out green, they become more and more yellow, they become kind of fully yellow, and then they kind of start developing little black spots, and then they go like fully black, and then they, are no longer edible. At what point during that, banana ripening life cycle do you like your bananas? Green is better, apparently. See, I am fully in the camp of eating mine. I think bananas, I'll eat a banana at any stage that's not green or black. Like, as long as they're, looking like they're within the edible range, I'll eat a banana wherever. But I think bananas taste the best when they've got, like, a couple of those, like, little black spots on them. Like, when they've started to just move past the stage of being, like, pure yellow and getting to, like, the little dotted stage, delicious. Perfect. Just before they go mushy? Greenish yellow? Really? You guys eating yours before they hit peak yellowness? I'm going on the other side of the bell curve. I'm eating them just after they hit that, just after they've kind of hit peak yellowness, when they're starting to turn to the final stage of their life. I don't know how best to describe it. So we need 20 and 10. All right, that's fine. I like perfect peak yellow. That's fair. You open them from the bottom too? I've never opened a banana from the bottom. I've seen like monkeys open bananas from the bottom, but I've never tried it myself. Maybe I should give it a go. I don't like the black spots. That's fair. I think that's a fairly common view. Here we go. I think it was 20 plates and 10 rods. That's the correct way to open it from the bottom. Is there really a correct way to open a banana? I mean, I was wrong. It was the other way around. It's 20 rods and 10 plates. That's fine. Having extra plates is always good. I just read all the updates and it looks awesome. It does look really good. Yeah, I read through the update log as well. There's a ton of new stuff in this update. Looking really good. But yeah, like I don't think that bananas were made to be opened, right? So I get the feeling that there's really no right way to open a banana. New buildings, new parts, new scannable resources.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have unlocked Hub feature, Biomass Burner, Scanner feature, Copper, new buildings and recipes, which can be found in the build menu and craft bench respectively.
Look at this pink sky, man. The sky looks great.
Complete Hub Upgrade 3. Note. Connect buildings to a biomass burner for power. Note. Buildings such as the smelter require a recipe to be set. Advice. Automate the smelting process and use portable miners for optimal results.
You think this is my first time playing the game? I know to automate the the freaking smelting of resources. We do, however, need to get this next hub upgrade first. Wait, when is the... Oh, we gotta get all the way up to hub upgrade 5 before we get the miner Mark 1. Okay, so they've changed... Oh, so they've added crouching now. So it used to be that you would press C to scan for nearby resources. Now you got to press V to select either iron or copper. Of course, we know that we have iron really close by, and then copper also very close by. That's a new animation, I'm fairly certain. I don't remember this like blue circle, but I like it. And now they've added the ability to crouch. Not only that, but you can also slide. So if you crouch whilst running, you do like this slide, which is a nice little added feature. I'm a fan. We could do with finding some concrete, because that is one thing that we do not have just yet. Now, I'm going to move in this direction. This is definitely not concrete, but we can check this out. I think this is more copper, maybe. But Electrified Bees in the Twitch chat said, toilet paper should have the hanging part facing the wall to reduce overpull and add enough friction to the roll in order to facilitate the one-handed tear better. See, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the common wisdom that I hear online is that the toilet paper should hang like facing outwards, not facing the wall. Now, I disagree with this common wisdom. I am with you, Electrified. I believe that the toilet roll should hang towards the wall, personally. However, I believe people disagree. Isaac, you're wrong too. My justification, as Leroy has aptly pointed out already, is that as somebody who has cats love to kind of grab anything that dangles. And so if you have your toilet roll, oh gosh, there's poison guys very close by. But if you have the toilet roll pointing outwards, then your cats will very much so grab it, pull it, and they'll start rolling, and they'll just pull it more, and before you know it, you got nothing. We can't scan for limestone just yet. I guess I should probably upgrade my hub to the point where I can scan for limestone before we just start looking for limestone. Presumably, we won't need it until we can scan for it, much like with the copper here. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This is not a limestone node, but it's not like a mineable one, but it will do for some light gathering. I'll definitely grab some here. Is this also limestone? Ooh, no, this is Sam ore. I'll take it. Is that a slug? Like a power slug? Enhance. That is a power slug. Oh man, look at the sand texture really deteriorates when you get so far away. Oh man. That's some long distance optical zooming that we have right there. Hello, my friend. It's a good thing you cannot jump like I can. Also, there's some kind of ore there as well, which I'm very much interested in. That fall damage should have killed this man. There is no way he survived this fall. Thank you. Especially considering that his shell is on the top side. Look at that. Power slug. Not something we can use just yet, but later on down the line, we will be able to use that to increase the speed of our machines.
Familiar energy readings, which could potentially be retrofitted into Fixit technology. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Caterium ore is also another ore that we're not going to need for quite some time.
Technologies can be developed based on this new superconductive gold-like element, primarily in power and electronics. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
But Ada said it all for me. The whole point of grabbing it early is that we can throw it in the MAM, and then we can unlock new stuff nice and quick. One thing that I am very grateful for that they have changed with this new update is like the day-night cycle and light levels. The game is now a lot brighter at night. Like this is super bright. It used to be so very, very dark in the evenings in this game, and now it's not. They've changed like the way the sun and moon cycle works so that it's, you know, brighter more of the time. Very happy about that. All right, so over here, we should look at upgrading our hub. I assume the sliding's faster as well. So the next hub upgrade requires 20 plates, 20 rods, and then 20 of these copper cables. Now, what do we need to make our first smelter? Our first smelter requires just some iron rods and some copper cable, both of which very doable. And as she did mention earlier, we should get started with that fairly soon. The big downside, I guess, to starting in the desert is that the early game power generation system is this onboard biomass burner. So yeah, the one downside to the desert is that there's not a lot of leaves, so the biomass burner is slightly harder to use, although there is what looks to be quite a lot of foliage over in this direction. So it might not be a bad idea to quickly go and... oh, I thought I was going to take fall damage for sure then. But it might not be a bad idea to kind of just grab as much of this stuff as we can. I don't know if this grows back, actually. Also, there's another power slug. Anyone know if the leaves and twigs grow back in this game or regenerate over time? If not, oh, there's another rhino. Hello, my friend. I've spotted your existence. Look at that. Didn't even get to run. Is this no, it's the same one. Green power slug. We'll grab it. No? Is that no, they don't regen? Or no, you don't know if they regen? Oh, there's also a cave of some description over on our right here. Or dead ahead. We'll take a quick peek. Caves in Satisfactory are usually quite deadly. You know, spiders and enemies and just all kinds of stuff that you don't want to fight, but we'll take a look. There's one of those little alien blobs. There's also some more Caterium ore. That'll be good for the future. This is Soma Sloop and is still a work in progress. We'll grab it. No regen. Okay. Good to know. Oh, hello again. What is this, number 4? Get out of here. We got sulfur. Ooh, very nice. Again, I don't know if it's new specifically to this new area, but these little patches of resources, very nice indeed. Again, sulfur is one of those things that Nick and I... Oh, look how lush. A minute ago, I was saying how it was going to be hard to get the biogenerator going, but I mean, look at this. This area is really as leafy as it gets. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Nick and I really struggled to get sulfur. Like, it took us a long time to find just our first bits of sulfur, which you need to be able to do like research to unlock the stuff that you make with sulfur.
Sulfide and sulfate minerals. It could be an indication of recent volcanic activity. A new research tree exploring volatile self-defense applications can now be accessed in the MAM.
A recent bit of volcanic activity. You reckon there's a volcano nearby? I'm not gonna lie, it seems highly unlikely. 425 leaves. That sounds like a lot, but I can see us tearing through these leaves quite quickly once we start using our biomass burner. Now, I don't think that we can use this water here. So as mentioned before, and also I don't think I'm picking up any more leaves here, but as mentioned before, there is a new water pump or a new liquid pump that you can use on water. I think, however, it does need to be used in deeper bodies of water. And so, again, another hurdle that we might have to overcome in this desert biome is moving water a long distance to get it to where our machines are at, especially if we build our machines kind of in the middle of the freaking Sahara that we've kind of set up base in over here, right? All right, so let's see. We also actually do need to make some cable, I believe. Yes, cable is needed to connect our machines to power. So we'll grab a few of those. And then over here, we'll get a smelter. And I think for now, this is obviously not an ideal location. We will move this in the future. But for now, we'll do something like this. And maybe line them up just for aesthetic reasons. There we go. Like I said, these will move in the future once we get our automated stuff up and running. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. In that case, then, let's... Oh, we don't have... We do not have power poles. Power poles are the next tier. All right, real quick. Let's get some power poles. Can you not make biofuel from those leaves? We can, but not yet. Biofuel is not unlocked until right at the end. We can make biomass once we get hub upgrade 6, but we need power. We don't need power before then. We could manually craft everything up to hub upgrade 6, but for the time being, we have to use our leaves in their current raw form. We have not yet discovered the technology to upgrade them to biomass / biofuel. All right, beautiful. So hub upgrade 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're missing just a little bit of copper wire. I thought we had enough. Perfect. Boom. Boom. Nice. New buildings, new parts, and new scannable resources. So now can we scan for limestone? We can. Nice.
Limestone. New buildings and recipes, which can be found in the build menu and craft bench respectively.
Good stuff.
Eighth
So where
Complete hub
is our
upgrade
newest
4.
limestone
Use
deposit?
power poles to expand the power network
This
for
way.
optimal results.
I will, Ada. Never fear. So our nearest deposit of limestone is quite far away. We definitely have to belt that over to us. But let's slow down. Well, first of all, let's grab our pre-existing limestone that we have. I'll take half of it. And let's craft that up into concrete so we can make at least one of these power poles. There we go. So now we can power all these machines. So let's throw in, we'll have you make iron, and we'll throw in all of our iron ore, and then we'll have you make copper, and we'll throw in the current amount of copper ore. Excuse me, can I? There we go. Beautiful. So I'm assuming the next tier requires some kind of concrete. It does, requires 10 concrete. That's actually not too bad. 75 plates is quite the craft. Did we unlock constructors? We did. But we have yet to unlock belts, right? Yes. Belts are not even in this tier. Really? Oh, no, they're in the next tier. I see. Okay. They're a hub 4 upgrade. All right. So what do I need for a constructor? Because being able to automate somewhat the... we need one of these big old plates, the reinforced plates, which are made from screws and regular plates. Let me quickly check how fast we're losing biofuel here. And by biofuel, I mean leaves. Pretty quickly. Not crazy quickly, though. I was thinking about adding, like, yet another smelter. I'm going to do it, man. I was going to not do it, but I changed my mind. Here we go. Let's put this thing... Okay, let's try and... I don't know why I'm trying to lock it in, because we're definitely going to move this. I also think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they added a new option to kind of auto-snap buildings to other buildings. Execute build step on released. If checked, build steps will be executed on press and release... okay, that's different. Automatic clearance separation. Arachnophobia mode. Invert look. I could have sworn that they added a new update for this. It might be like automate this. It might be this one. To where like you could have a building just snap to a pre-existing building. Maybe this is it. That'll do. For now. We just got so much iron ore. Like hundreds of it. That it kind of makes sense to maybe even put down like a 4th smelter here. And just really, really start to process this iron as much as possible. I'm hoping this is still like within line of sight of this power line. I think it is. Oh, but this is full, of course. In that case, let's get like another power pole down. Let's delete this one. Let's do some rudimentary power redistribution. So, I'm not gonna lie. At this point in time, we are probably chugging through our leaves quite fast. Yeah. I mean, actually, not really. We're up at 12.1 megawatts of consumption, which, considering we were at 8 before, isn't really... Although, I guess that's probably due to empty furnaces. Okay, these are all online. And we are now using 16 megawatts. Yeah, that makes sense. It's double from when we had 2. That makes a lot of sense. But I think it's worth it. It's going to save us time, and it's so much faster. I think one of the big mistakes you can make early on is just trying to handcraft everything. It works, but it's just so incredibly slow. I think really you want to try and get as much automation as you possibly can, as fast as you possibly can. Oh, already I'm loving the slide, man. These are all full. That one's now full. That one is also full. Okay. So, 68, 74, 37. Nice. And then what do we need for the constructor? 8 cable and 2 reinforced plates. 8 cable, easy enough. So long as you have the wire for it. And then on top of that, the reinforced iron plates, we need 2 of them. So right now we are missing just screws. Perfect. And as I said, I think what we'll do for now is have this set up just to make plates. And again, we're kind of at the point where it doesn't really matter where we put this. Like, all of this is going to be deconstructed and reconstructed as soon as we get an iron mine going over on our iron patch. For now, though, I would like you to make iron plates. I would like you to be connected to our main source of power. Again, that's now maxed out, but we can put another down, another pole down fairly soon. And let's just start filling this guy up with iron. So you can make 20 iron plates per minute. That is fine. That's 3 minutes to get the 75 we need. But in those 3 minutes, we can of course go and manually craft some as well, and thus get significantly more on the go here. Let's swap you out to copper for a minute, just because we're out of iron. And what else did we need for this apart from plates? We needed cable and concrete. So 5 more concrete is easy enough. We do have a little bit more limestone in here. Enough to make 10. I'm hoping that the next upgrade, like this one, this one also requires concrete. Okay, so we are definitely gonna have to go and grab some concrete from that nearby node, but that's fine. That's not too big of a deal. What else do we need here? 20 cable. All right, let's get all those thrown in here. So we'll select the milestone, cable, concrete, and then how are you doing on plates? 30. Not terrible. $39. All right. I guess we'll handcraft some. It's not the highest quality of viewing content, but it has to be done. And really 75 isn't going to take us too long here. Look at that. We've done it. Kapow. Give me the hub upgrade. New buildings and a new player upgrade as well. More inventory slots. Conveyor belts, finally. And conveyor poles.
Building, conveyor belts and poles. Inventory, additional slots.
Nice.
9th objective, complete hub upgrade 5. Note, portable miners cannot be connected to conveyor belts. Advice, when planning the construction of buildings, note the placement of conveyor belts.
Thank you, Ada. All right, so now we need 75 rods, 50 cable, and 20 concrete. So real quick, whilst all of our stuff is... Actually, real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up our smelters with resources from our miners. And then we will head on over to grab some concrete while all this stuff is smelting. And then hopefully, by the time that we return, a lot of this will be good and smelted. We are out of power. Have you torn through all of those leaves? You have. Oh my goodness. We might have overextended a little bit. Look at that. The disappears real quick. That's very odd. We may have overextended ever so slightly on machines. Because we had 500 leaves in there, and they have all gone very, very fast. We are close to being able to make biomass, but man, thankfully we live near the densest rainforest you will ever see. And thus acquiring more leaves is a menial task. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that our limestone is also in this direction. It is, very close. Take one of these to scan later. Oh, hello. Contestant number 6, 7. Oh, he's on the run. And he's down. We have got 6 alien carapaces. We have fought so many of them. They're everywhere. Alas, they are no match. There's another green power slug. I think I'll hold off on that one for now. It does take up an inventory slot, which really, you know what? We've got some free inventory slots. I'll grab it. I do still love the idea that those slugs are just really, really heavy, because it takes so long to pick them up compared to everything else. Everything else in the game, you just press E and you pick it up. The slug, you got to hold E for a good 3 to 5 seconds to pick it up, which really makes it feel like it's exceptionally heavy. I guess really the logic is that it's kind of stuck to the stone, right? Like the slug doesn't want to be moved. Okay, so we're over 500 leaves again, which is very nice. But the main thing that we are here for is this concrete. We don't need a ton of concrete, which is good. How much we got? We got 37. I'll go for 50 here. That should get us... maybe we'll go a little higher. I'm actually not quite sure. We need 20 actual concrete. And it might be a 2-to-1. So I guess actually 40 would be enough. So you know what? 55. I'm going to get more. I'm going to get more just because I think that the final upgrade, the one that gets us the ability to make miners, is also going to require concrete. And I'd rather not make 2 trips out here. If we can get enough limestone to get us all the way through to the mining upgrade without having to come back, that would be fantastic. Are there any major changes in game mechanics? There were a few, like the addition of pipes is one I mentioned earlier that I think is pretty major. So there's now pipes in the game. There's now, flowing water, flowing fluids. Water is one of those fluids that you need to pump to different machines. And that kind of includes a whole roster of new equipment. Because if I'm not mistaken, the water doesn't just flow through the pipes kind of easily. Especially if you're trying to move fluids upwards, you have to use pumps to kind of push fluids up so they won't, always go as far as you want them to. And there's a whole new system in place with fluids in the game, which I'm quite eager to test out once we get to that point. All right, first things first, let's get power back online. Oh, that sound. So satisfying. And then over here, let's just make a ton of concrete. I don't think I got enough, despite what I said, because I think that, yeah, we need so much more limestone. But this one actually does get us a miner, so actually I did get enough. For some reason, I thought the miner was in the next tier, but we're fine. We do need 50 more concrete for the next tier, but we get the miner before then, so all is good. The new little factory vehicle is quite cool and cute. Yeah, I've not played with it yet. But there is a little kind of individual cart. I've seen it on the update page that just allows you to kind of nip around your factory once you've got a lot of concrete down. It looks cool. There's a lot of small stuff like that they've added to the game. We've got so much copper. I didn't realize we have so much copper. Although I guess, is this... Oh yeah, okay, so this relevant item slot is just a shortcut to the main item menu. Oh, that's cool. I see. So whenever you click on something, it shows you what's relevant, because presumably later on, once you have a much bigger inventory, you'll have, a ton of items, and scrolling through them can be quite difficult. This just gives you a quick, heads up as to how much wire you've got and how much copper you have to make that wire. All right. For a second, I thought we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 stacks of copper. Alas, we don't, but close. The ticket machine? Yeah, of course. So another big thing that they've added is I believe a new machine that allows you to pump excess resources. So if you have like extra of anything, you can pump those resources into a machine that will give you tickets, and then you can spend those tickets at a shop, which is another new building they've added, for like cosmetic upgrades to your buildings. I know they've also added statues to the game. I don't know where the statues come into play, like how you get them, but you can build like statues of yourself and add like new cosmetic stuff, and there's all kinds of coolness going on that you can unlock just through pumping extra resources into like to fix it, I think is the idea. 40 enough? No, we need 75. All right, give me those Mark 1 miners. This hub is starting to take shape.
Congratulations, you have unlocked Building Miner Mark 1. Building Storage Container. Hub feature Additional Biomass Burner. 10th objective, complete hub upgrade 6. Note, there are no notes. Note, to ensure full mastery of skills and equipment, I have been asked to not interfere with this last objective. Good luck.
Thank you, Ada. I am certain that we will be able to master this final assignment without your intervention. We do thankfully have what it takes right out of the gate to build one of these real miners. Oh, I would love that iron ore. Can I drop something here? Can I do like this? I can. Oh, I didn't know you could actually like kind of, this like plants it. I had no idea that was a thing. Here we go. Miner Mark 1. So I think for now, where do I want this to face? I'm kind of thinking I want it to face like this way, just because there's a ton of flat-ish area over in that direction, as opposed to over here where like all of our stuff is, and this is kind of, you know, a bit less flat. Yeah, I think we'll go this way. Can always change it in the future if needs be. And I think our next one might want to go on the concrete. Do we have storage containers yet? We do. I'm thinking of just pumping over some limestone. What do we need for the next Mark 1 miner? What are we missing here? If I can find it. We are missing just concrete. One thing I do like instantly miss from the playthrough that I did with Nick is the like augmented legs that allow you to run faster. Like I jumped back into our old world a little bit to kind of test out some of the new stuff, and coming back to the start, I definitely do miss being able to like run super fast and, you know, do like a double jump with the jetpack. We'll get there though, in time. One thing I missed from the playthrough with Nick is Nick. That's fair. F's in chat. You will be missed, Nick. All right. Let's get a bit more concrete going here. There we go. So that's in... the trouble with... I guess the trouble with getting concrete, you know, mined and brought over here is just getting power over there. So what we'll do is I'm going to take down pretty much everything that's here. I'm also going to dump some stuff in this chest because our inventory is still quite short on space. We don't need to be carrying around these alien shells. But let's deconstruct these guys, because I'm going to move them over to the new miner. That's fine. We do now have 2 biomass burners, which is always good. Now, how far... We can get that all the way over there. Okay, that's good to know. We're not going to do that because I want to be able to, you know, power other things as well. But we'll do this. Give you some power. And hopefully that'll start... Oh, yeah. Digging down. Beautiful. Very nice indeed. We do, of course, need conveyor belts. This is quite high as well, but we'll make it work. I don't think we have concrete just yet. We like the ability to make platforms out of concrete. Is that something we unlock in the next tier, or is that something we unlock, like, much further on down the line? Either way, let's crunch some numbers real quick. So this is producing 120 iron ore per minute. It's also very loud. Give me a second. Let me turn that down just a smidge. There we go. Hopefully that's not quite as loud now. But this is producing 120 iron ore per minute. And that means that if our smelters do 30 per minute, which I think they do, then we need 4 smelters per guy here. Now, in an ideal world, these would be split nicely. However, I don't know if we live in an ideal world. So that's the center. I'm kind of thinking about how I would offset these. I kind of want, actually, that center line, so this line here, this blue line, to be the middle point of our miners. So like that. I think that's pretty okay. And then this one is raised, but that will be fine as well. Make sure it's nice and aligned with the snap line. And then we're just missing a little bit of copper cable, which is probably what was in the box on the ground down here. Oh, I love the slide and jump, man. It's good stuff. Yes, there is some copper cable. And also, take that down. Beautiful. I'm a fool, chat. I'm a fool. We don't have freaking splitters, do we? Hold on. Oh, oh gosh, apologies. I've made this beautiful setup, but we can't do this. We can only do 1 smelter right now, which I guess is fine. It's not ideal, but we can only go into 1 of these because we don't have the ability to split our conveyor belt. So right now, all we can do is go from here, like, to here. This will do though for now. This is okay. So I guess from here we want to go into a constructor. Again, we can only go into 1 for now. Eventually, also we need more cable. I'm also going to build a new craft bench, like right here. I think it's this way around. Just so I don't have to run back to our hub every time. But I think if I'm not mistaken, that it is 2 constructors to every 1 smelter. So this makes 30 iron per second. Oh no, it's an odd one because I think the constructor makes 20. Let's see if we can get this aligned. Beautiful. Yeah, I think this makes 20 iron plates per second. If plates is what we're making, which I guess we are. So in this scenario, it would be 3 constructors to every 2 smelters. Beautiful. Let's get this power connected. Is that maxed? It is. That's fine. Nice. Okay, so we now have our first little bits of automation going. Very nice indeed. The big downside, of course, being the lack of splitters. So we have a very strong bottleneck here in that... to be fair, we have 2 bottlenecks. The first bottleneck that we have is our conveyor belt, because this can only transport 60 resources per minute. So even if we could split our iron, we still can't pump out the 120 iron ore per minute that this can mine because our conveyor belts are too slow. But the second bottleneck is that this can only smelt 30 per minute, and so even though we can move 60 with the conveyor belt, we can't smelt it yet because we can't split the conveyor belt there. So right now, the trick is just going to be to get to that next upgrade and to try and get to those splitters and higher tiers of conveyor belts as fast as possible. This gives us a portable biomass burner, which is good, and really just having actual biomass that we can put down is also going to be really nice as well. And of course, the space elevator, which allows us to get more milestones going forward. So, crafting. Do I want to, I was going to say, do I want to do the same thing for copper? And I was going to say no for a brief second, but I think it's probably the sensible thing to do, right? To set up a copper miner and to start doing the same thing where we smelt the copper and start crafting up the copper cable. The good news is that we can just dismantle like one of these smelters over here because we don't need it. Now, do I want to hook up our second biomass burner? Let me check. I don't know how much these produce power-wise. I also don't know how much we're using just yet. So this one can produce up to 20, and we're currently using like 8 that peaks at 13. So that means that if we try and hook all of the same stuff up on this side, we're not going to have enough power, because if 13 doubles to 26, then the power is going to shut off. So we do need to hook everything up to this guy, which again is fine. Does mean we need more copper cable though. All right, this is online. It's not online just yet because we need to put fuel into the burner, but it will be online soon. This time around, let's just line it up with the front. That was not lined up. Try that again. Boom. Lovely. Do we have what it takes to make a constructor? We don't. We need the reinforced plates, of course. Of course. Let's go and grab those, shall we? How is our biomass burner doing on leaves? Pretty poorly is the answer. It does not have many left. We do have 124 in here. And so we can start mining some of that copper, but it's not looking great. Nice. So you are going to do copper, and then over here you're going to make wire, and then all we need to do now is hook all of these up to this guy. One, and... oh, we're so close. We're missing one. Oh gosh, it's so loud. Can I make another crafting bench? I'm going to be plopping these down all over the place just so I can craft on the go. Nice. All right, so we're automatically making both wire and plates now, which is good. There's another slug up there. Didn't even see that the first 2 times we went over. I think there's also a little patch of concrete here. Is this concrete? Might be sulfur. Limestone, yeah, nice. I say concrete. I mean limestone. We turn limestone into concrete. We do need 50 concrete. Hopefully we get it from here. 46. That's close. But I can confirm that 46 is less than 50. I'm fairly certain you can also put... oh, we're out of space as well. Gosh dang it. I can't pick up any more of these leaves. But I think we can also put wood into our biomass burner. I think we do have quite a substantial amount of wood back at base. And I think also the wood might last a little longer in the biomass burner. But don't quote me on that. I guess let's put this guy down. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I'm actually going to put 2 of these down. Just because, like, why not? That way when we come back, we can just pick up what's here. Lovely. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than what I was doing. All right, now we just need a few more wire and we're done. Oh, chat. Here we go. Still not going to get us the splitters that we need, unfortunately. But it is going to get us the space elevator, which will eventually get us the splitters. It's also going to get us something else. I forget. Let's find out.
Congratulations, you have unlocked building space.
Oh God.
Building
I thought like a missile was coming for us. Jeez.
Motivational message. Congratulations, you succeeded in every provided task. On behalf of Fixit Incorporated, I thank you for your current and future service. Additional knowledge. The hub terminal has been converted to give access to milestones there to ensure you progress along Fixit-approved protocols. Note: future developments should be aimed at constructing the space elevator and, as such, initiating project assembly. Good luck.
Okay, so we now have Tier 1 and Tier 2 available to us. Tier 1 gets us base building. We can actually pick any of these right now. We don't have to go in order here, but in Tier 1 we have base building, which gives us all of the good and useful stuff for flattening out the world around us with that foundation. Logistics is what we're really after, which gives us the conveyor splitter, merger, lift, and a productivity display. Field research, good for exploration. We get the man, we get the object scanner, beacons for kind of waypointing little points around the world for us. The assembler is good for automation. These are new. The copper sheet is new, or at least has a new texture. And the smart plating is also, I think, new. I've not seen that before. The rotor and modular frame were there previously. Chainsaw has been there. Solid biofuel, I think, is new. Again, or maybe has a new texture. Jump pads, tilted jump pads, and new jelly landing pad. The awesome sink. Got excess resources? Fear not, the Fixit does not waste. Or for Fixit does not waste. The newly developed awesome sink turns any useful part, straight into research data as fast as you can supply it. Participating employees will be compensated with coupons to spend at the awesome shop, which is this little guy right here. But I think we definitely want to go for logistics right out of the gate. Getting this splitter is going to be a big game changer. And we really don't need too much for it, especially given that we're already automating the wires and the plates. However, our first priority probably should be to go and get some more leaves, because right now we're kind of teetering on the edge of not having enough power, which, yeah, we've not got enough power. So let's go grab some more leaves, shall we? All right, let's get how many leaves do we have? 547. Beautiful. Let's split that into 250, 250. Let's split that into 23, 24. Let's stack those into 273, 274. And let's get these biogenerators back online, shall we? It's not gonna last. Oh, no. Stop it. You fool. Let's craft up some biomass. This should last significantly longer. Look at that. Compared to the leaves moments ago, look at this. You put the leaves in, they burn out so fast. You put the biofuel in, it burns so much slower. And I love it. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, onto the logistics milestone. Let's get these freaking splitters online so we can start using our iron even more efficiently. Not that many iron plates in there, not gonna lie. But if we give them a few minutes, the power's only just come back on. We should be good to go. Alright, so now we just need an absolute ton of wire. Thankfully, we have got an absolute ton of copper, and we're making wire quite quickly over with our constructor. Now, realistically, before I start like mass automating things, I would like to have this taken care of, this base building section. Because once we get this, we can really flatten things out and we can really start to, get some real organization going. Up until that point, placing things down is still quite janky. And so trying to organize things is just a pain in the backside. So I think that might be our next upgrade. I think we might put a Mark 1 miner over on the concrete. Start bringing that concrete over on belts. Once we've got that going, and then we'll look at upgrading to start using the concrete, build a flat area, and then start automating on top of that. I think that's going to be the best course of action going forward. Automation for biomass saves time, but coal is way better. I'm sure that coal is not too far from your position. I think coal is quite far away now. Like, not only do we have to unlock the coal generator, which is not in any of these, we unlock the... Okay, so we unlock the ability to unlock tier 3 by building the space elevator. The space elevator requires 500 concrete, 250 iron plates, 400 rods, and 1,500 copper wires. We need to get all of this before we can even start to look at what we need to get to the coal section. But with the new updates to the game, the coal generators now require water. So we also have to unlock pumps. We have to set up a pump system to pump, fresh water from a source, which we don't have one nearby. We've got like a thin river, but we need to go find like a big, deep source of water, put down a pump, bring the water back over, cool down the coal miner, and then use that for power. So, and also find a source of coal nearby as well. So I think coal is a little ways away, unfortunately. Splitters, however, those on the other hand are so close I can taste them. Look at this. I love the big red button, guys. Boom.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation. The productivity display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
Water is right next to the coal nodes. I hope so. I've not, like I said, I've not played this map too much, so I don't know where everything is, but that would make sense. How do I want to do this? I guess we want to get all this online, right? So let's, first of all, let me get this bookmark to like 5. And then let's get our first splitter down. So we can split 1 into 3. Now all of these are a bit close. So alas, I think I'm going to have to kind of redo this. Just checking if I have enough inventory space. I think we do. Alright. So. Again, the annoying thing is that this is going to be redone again when we finally get the ability to build out of concrete. But for now, this is fine. Let's get our smelters back up and running. We'll have 1 dead ahead. Like so. And then we'll have 1 to the left. Which is not this way, but, bear with me. Could I snap to the middle? Thank you. And 1 to the right, which is also not this way, but again, we did it the other way around. That's fine. Boom. Beautiful. Excuse me? What is this horrendous belt? We'll start with the easy one. I guess it really doesn't make... Again, janky belts can be fixed in the future. These are very janky belts, but right now they get the job done. And that's really all I'm after at the moment. Once we get concrete, we can work on making our belts look nice, but with this, horrible, slanted terrain, when we're quite limited on what we can do. So for each one of these, do you lose materials when you deconstruct and reconstruct? I don't think so. Let me check though. Maybe. No. So this one we deconstruct, it gives us 5 rods and 8 cable, and then over here 5 and 8. So you can, I think that's kind of built into the game, the idea that you want to kind of deconstruct and reconstruct to kind of organize and reorganize things as you go. So you get everything back. But yeah, so here we need 3 constructors to every 2 smelters. Now, I'll tell you right away, I'm just going to make 1 constructor here, and this constructor can do like iron rods. Right? So we'll do like this. Here, you can do iron rods. You make 15 parts per minute, and you use 15 iron ingots. Ooh, hold on. My math has been incorrect here. So what is plates? Oh, okay. So, okay. I made a mistake. Previously, I conflated the input here, which is 30 iron per minute, with the output here, which is 20. So I thought that you would need 3 of these to 2 of these. That's not right. This produces 30 iron per minute. This uses 30 iron per minute. You can't see right now because it's got no power, but behind where it says no power, it says 30 iron per minute. The rod uses 15. So what that means is that each constructor needs 1 smelter to make plates, and then each smelter needs 2 constructors to make optimal rods.
Re-entry complete.
If I'm not mistaken, which again I might be. Now, unfortunately, the constructors are wider than the smelters. And thus you can't just do what I did and put them like directly in front like that. Otherwise, you are not going to have enough space. So we'll start with the middle one and we'll work out, because we can line the middle one up, right? Beautiful. We'll have you do iron plates. And then we'll have, actually, yeah, no, that's fine. We'll have you do iron plates. And then let's go get what it takes to make 2 more constructors. Chiefly, we need 4 reinforced iron plates and 16 cable. We'll start with the 16 cable, given that it's the easier of the 2 to make. And then we'll move on to the slightly more difficult reinforced iron plate, for which we basically just need a ton of screws, which needs a ton of rods, which we're not yet making. But that is all about to change. Hopefully. Yeah, that's fine. Nice. All right. So, constructor. We're going to put these down side by side, or as close to side by side as we possibly can. We'll do one like so. I swear there's an easier way to snap these that I'm missing. Gosh, this one is so high up compared to the rest of them. What in the world? There's the middle point. Look at that. Jeez. Oh, man. That's fine. Then we'll do this. And then over here, we'll do this. So you... actually, this is not correct. We're going to change this one, but that's fine. We'll come back to that. This one is going to make iron plates. And then we're going to make another constructor over here, because these 2 are going to make iron rods. So we're going to have, hopefully, a similar number of iron rods and plates being made. We're going to have 40 left control snaps. Thank you. But we're going to have like 40 iron plates per minute being made and 30 iron rods per minute, which is fine. So constructor, again, slope is too steep. Does left control snap? Oh gosh, let me try on this side where it's, you know, less janky. So like this, if I, oh, it does snap. Thank you. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Okay. This, as we know, very janky, but it's fine. You can also connect the belt, then add the splitter on the belt. Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. For now, though, I want a another splitter, right? So we can split from here to these 2. And for that, I'm just missing 2 cable, which thankfully is not very difficult to make. And then honestly, the hardest part of this is just powering all this, because we've set all this up and I think it's all going to work just fine. The trouble is powering it all, because we currently only have 2 burners, and I don't think that's going to cut it for all of the newness. Now, how do I want to do this? Is a good question. The answer is probably move this and this. Let's just do it. Let's do it as close as we can. Let's do it like this. And for now, we'll just put down our 2 constructors close to where they just were. Of course, they're not going to be... it's not going to look great, chat. I'm going to level with you. But it's going to hopefully get the job done. This desert is very, very uneven. So you are going to make rods. You are going to make rods. Conveyor belts. Boom. And boom. Beautiful. Again, it's not beautiful. It's horrendous. But it'll work. 4. And 5. All right. All right, all right, all right. We should finally be getting somewhere. I would like all of you to smell iron. Now, for those unfamiliar with Satisfactory, that sound is going to become the bane of our existence, because that sound is us running out of power. And the reason for that is that this little jumble of machines uses more than our current 20 megawatt capacity. Now, the Biomass Burner Standalone Edition can produce 30 megawatts of capacity. And thus, let's give this a try. For now, we'll have this just like that. I'm going to kind of hope that our current cluster of machines doesn't use more than 30 watts, 30 megawatts. Please. We're good. Okay. So we're producing and using 25 of our 30 megawatt capacity. And so now these are all chugging away. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I like it. Now. No! Okay, so the problem here is that the power was okay, but then as soon as these came online, because the power was good until we started sending iron to these assemblers. Once the assemblers come online, that's when things start to break down. Okay, so we're kind of over the line. The solution to this, unfortunately, is to split our power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of you, and then because that's going to bring everything on this side back online, and then we're going to run this. Can I go directly to this? I can. It goes right through the sand, which can't be good for power conductivity. But I'm going to take this. I'm going to split it. We'll put half of that back in there, and then we'll put the other half in over here, because now we've got one producing 30, one producing 20, and so we're producing 50 in total, which hopefully is enough. No connection. Oh, excuse me. I did not wish you to be here. I wish to connect from here all the way over to here. Not enough, eh? We might have to do it the other way around, because I think the majority... Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is we will disconnect this. We'll go from here to here. So now this generator is powering all of this stuff, and then the generator at home is going to power the miner and the first few smelters, right? We could even kind of free up, actually. I think what we might be able to do here, because we can disconnect one of these now, like this. I would like to disconnect the wire, please. This wire. We can now hook this up to this one. Does that give us the ability to go... I think it does, right? I think now we can get rid of this and then go straight from here to here. And thus we got the resources back from that one power line. Nice. Good. Okay, all of this is working. All of this is working. It's very ugly and not refined, but it is refining iron, and that's good. How much power are you using? You're using 20. So this is actually... This could, in theory, run off of the core power bit, and this only maxes out at 20, so presumably this is also using less than 20. 8.1. Okay. Again, in theory here, they're up to 13. So that's that peak there at 13 is what causes the issues, because 20 plus 13 is obviously higher than 30, which is what this caps out at. So, all right, that's fine. Let's get a new miner, Mark 1, down over on our concrete And let's bring that concrete back. All right, so we'll throw that down there, and then we're just going to belt this basically all the way home. Now, I don't know if we can go through those trees there, so I'm going to do it on like a bit of an angle. So we can kind of go this way and then that way. So, let's try and get... Did that work? No. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Nice. These can only go so far. Is this a bug? Hello? Oh no, I got a double click. Oh! It's not a bug, it's a feature. Because you can click and then you can go, that is cool. You didn't used to be able to do this without the conveyor poles. I dig it. Oh, we can't quite straight line it. It's not enough. In that case, let's go as far as we can go. Can I go here? No. And then let's use the new high-rise feature. Look at that. I like it. We'll stay there. And then for now, we'll just put down like a container like right here. It's a bit janky. We'll face it like this way as well. Just to make it a little less janky, maybe. But there we go, beautiful. Now the trouble, the hard part, is it shouldn't be that difficult, but the slightly more tricky part is getting power over to the concrete miner. Which, as you may have noticed, is quite far away. Oh, one storage and a merger for now, maybe? Yeah, we could merge everything together, right? Biomass burner? Are you saying biomass burner as in like we should just put down a biomass burner over by the concrete? Can this get all the way over there? Surely not. No, that'd be... I'm going to say that'd be madness. Wire is too long. Yeah. We could put down a biomass burner over by the concrete. But ideally, I don't want to have to go over here to fill it up. Ideally, I'd like to have like my power centralized. Too much power? No, we're okay. If we expand out our copper production and smelting facilities, then we might run into some issues. But for now, it looks like we are a go. Concrete or limestone is being produced. I guess actually we could add a constructor somewhere along this line so that it's actually, you know, concrete that gets into the container and not limestone. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. The question is, where do you put that constructor? And I guess right here again makes a lot of sense. Outside of the sheer jankiness of it. So you can go over here. Like that. Yeah, that's right. For a second there, I thought it might have been a smelter that we needed, but no, it is indeed a constructor. You don't smelt the limestone, you just craft it. And then from there, we can just go directly over into a container. And so long as there is a little bit of power in this constructor, we should be good to go. Now, this thing does use 4 megawatts. Last I checked, we were only using 13 here. Yeah, so, ooh. I thought I saw a spike to 18. I saw a 14. 14 is also okay. We just need to keep it below 20. 18 is not okay. Because 18 plus 4 is 22. And 22 is too much. It's too much. The power tower has an interface now. This thing, yeah, these have always had an interface. You can like kind of open them up to see like how power's doing through this pole. It was I think there was a bug to where if you were playing like co-op As in, like, if you would join somebody else's game, you couldn't see this unless you were the person hosting. But I think this has always been here for single player. Gosh, that concrete. Like the belt for the concrete. It's so slow and it's so far. And the textures don't look good at all so far away. I guess that's the, like I've got a view distance setting, right? Like this one, medium. If I bump that up to like, maybe far. Do I get to see nicer textures here? That's still a no. I'll try ultra real quick. I might bump it back down though, just because, you know. In reality, we don't need to see. It kind of looks okay from here. But then as soon as you get anywhere near close, yeah, no, that doesn't doesn't change anything. All right. I'll regain some frames per second by bumping that down to medium. All right, this is where our power cuts out, guys. As soon as that gets in there, or maybe not. 5.4. That seems to have gone. That seems quite low. Oh, that's because this is full. This is where our power goes out. Right? Yeah, look at that. I see it peaking. 18.1. Yeah. Ah. And so once again, it means replacing. Thankfully, this time it's a much easier replace because we can just put down a biomass burner here, connect this to this, and put our biofuel in here, and we should be good to go. Unlike last time, we don't have anywhere near as many machines over here, so this should be fine. No, please put the fuel in. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, so that it peaks at 22, which is fine. We got a max of 30. And there we have it. So we're producing concrete, which is good. We're producing copper wire, which we could then turn into cables, should we wish, which is also good. We're also automatically mining iron, smelting iron, crafting iron into both plates and rods, which is also good. I said biomass burner. I thought you meant putting like the biomass burner closer to the, like using it to solely power the concrete and like putting it down near the concrete. I do also think that we should probably move the two biomass burners that we've got and put them like close together. Like right now they're kind of in places that, you know, were convenient at the time, but like moving, you know, this one here and like this one here or something like that would make it just a little easier to fill them up as we go. But I think, guys, this is a good start. I think I might go ahead and wrap up there. How are we doing over here? So next thing I want to do is this, the base building, which again we should be able to do fairly soon because we you know, we're making the plates, we're making the rods, we're making the concrete. So just with time we'll have all the stuff to make this. And as soon as we get this, we can start building a good foundation. We might need more concrete to do it, but that should be fine. And then at that point we can then start to once again kind of tear down what we've got, rebuild it in a more efficient and organized way, and expand out greatly as we go. We can start upgrading. I've been playing for 2 hours. Look at that. Fixit would recommend that I take a break. And you know what? I'm going to take that advice. Thank you, Fixit. I appreciate the warning there. So with that, guys, as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the streams and you want to see more in the future, be sure to go ahead and hit the follow button to get notified when I go live in the future. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.